Say what?
So you want to know how to book your first wedding gig? Keep watching. So in this video, I'm not going to be telling you about how to shoot your first wedding. I'm going to specifically be talking about how to book your first wedding. So if you want to know more about shooting and filming weddings, please just check out my links below. I have a whole series specifically on how to shoot your first wedding. And again, for this video, I'm assuming that you have experience shooting weddings as a secondary or have come from some other part of the film industry and you're ready to take on the role of primary. I will caution you that if you want to jump in and be a wedding videographer and you don't have a lot of experience and you haven't shot as a secondary for a wedding, I highly recommend you get some experience shooting weddings as an assistant before you jump right in. So a little bit about me. I shot probably 20 to 30 weddings with other companies, either as an assistant or as a primary for them before I ever started booking my own weddings. So my advice here is coming from that experience, transitioning from being a shooter for hire to working for myself. A baseline to talk about before I give you the 5 tips is working for free. I do not recommend shooting for free, even if it's your first wedding. And this is really more of a business thing than it is a wedding thing. It's really not good, I believe, to give away your services without some sort of value. And I know a big issue that people struggle with is then, if I'm not going to shoot for free, but I've never shot a wedding before, what do I charge? What is a fair price for me to pay with my experience, with my equipment? So you want to charge what you think is fair for your first wedding. You don't want to work for free. How do you come up with that number? It's really subjective. I have a very simple solution to come up with your baseline price. You can start with a minimum wage. So I'm going to give you an example of what I think would be a fair baseline price to charge working in Ontario, Canada, which is where I work. Now, to be clear, this isn't my price, but if I was just starting out and I was struggling to find out what I should charge for my first wedding, this would be a model that I would use. What I want you to think about is all the hours that you're going to put towards working the wedding. That's shooting and editing, plus the gear that you own, and you're going to combine that number, and that's going to be your baseline price. So, for example, you have an 8-hour wedding shoot. That's 8 times 15, which is 120. And then you have about 10 hours of editing. So let's do 15 times 10. That's 150. You're at $200 right now. If you have a 2-camera setup, say you have what I have, you have a Sony a7S II and a Sony a6300. Check your local rental company around and find out what they charge per day for renting a camera. These numbers are from Vistec, which is a Canadian camera store. An a7S II rents for $180 a day. An a6300 rents for $120 a day. I have a Zhiyun handheld stabilizer and that rents for $100 a day. And then finally your lenses. So just look up the lenses that you have. If it's just a kit lens, it's probably $35 a day. In my case, I have my Sony 35mm. I've got my Tamron 28-75 and my old Nikon 7200, and those rent for $30, $35, and $60 a day. So add that all up, that's $795, and I honestly believe that is a fair baseline price to charge even if you've never shot a wedding before. Now I'm going to give you my top 5 ways to book your first wedding, and I'm going to break that work for free rule probably about 3 times, but I'm going to explain why you might want to do that. Okay, option number 1, and I think this is the best option and probably where you're going to have the most success, and that's friends and family. So ask every family member and close friend you have, and I guarantee you're either going to find someone who's getting married or who knows someone who's getting married this summer. I'm talking like in the next 6 months. And what you should do is you should contact that person. You should tell them who you are. You should talk to them. See this guy, you see what he's doing? You thought I just had a weird ornament here? He's actually here to mask that outlet. There you go. Thanks, buddy. And then what I want you to do is email that person. And in the email, I want you to introduce yourself. Tell them that you're a filmmaker and you're really interested in wedding filmmaking. If you don't have any footage of anything that you've shot from a wedding, either as a secondary or as an assistant, send them a wedding film that you found online that really inspires you, something that you think is really amazing and something that you can achieve, something that's like within the style that you imagine that you're going to be doing, and then tell them that this is what you want to do for them. When it comes to price, you can tell them that all you're looking to do is cover your basic costs. And you can even give them a couple examples of other wedding videographer sites and how much they charge. All you're looking to do is cover your basic costs and time. And they're basically going to be paying like 1/4 or 1/5 of the price of what this would normally cost with an established videographer. And I'll just say really quickly now, I never recommend using any type of salesy technique on a wedding client. Wedding clients are very different from corporate and commercial clients. You know, you just want to be 100% honest, open, and transparent. And you really only want to move forward with them if this is something that they really want to do. If not, I just don't recommend trying to make it work. You just want to be working with people that specifically want to work with you and that you have a really good vibe with. Option number 2, wedding planners. Wedding planners, in my experience, are amazing people, and they will help you if you're also there to help them. So for wedding planners, videography is really only one part of the day, but videography is incredibly helpful to them to help them make sales on future clients. So this is what I recommend doing. I would offer them your services for free. I know I'm breaking the rules here, what I just said in the very beginning of this video, but hear me out. So this is what I would do. I would offer to help them make a promotional video for their business if they recommend you to clients of theirs who do not have a current videographer. What does that video look like? Well, you could take all their materials, all their promotional materials that they currently have, photos, little snippets of video, and you could combine those into a really nice montage and then interview them about their specific process, put that together, bam, they have an amazing little 1-minute Instagram piece for that season that they can use to pump out to their clients. So why this is so powerful is because you're giving them value up front. You're helping them with their business and you're showing them your skills as a videographer and editor. And that is invaluable because no wedding planner wants to risk their reputation on someone whose work they don't know. That's a great reason to waive your cost to help them make a video, because if you think about it like this, you can spend $1,000 of your own money on marketing, SEO, Facebook, Instagram ads, whatever you want to do. You can spend your own money on marketing and boosting those posts. Or you can gift $1,000 of your time to this wedding planner who is already connected in the wedding business, who currently has clients and is always continually meeting new clients. Instead of just giving them $1,000 saying, please market you, you're also showing them your talent as a videographer, and that is invaluable. So if you make them a kick-ass video that gets them more clients and a ton of engagement, I guarantee you they'll be willing to pitch your name to clients who are looking for wedding videographers. Option number 3, everyone's maybe least favorite or favorite, I don't know, up to you, wedding shows. I have a variety of experience with this. I've spent over $2,000 on like super expensive fancy wedding shows and as little as about $200 for a small table at a local show. I have always booked a client from a wedding show. And the way I see it is if I book one client, that pays for that wedding show, and then that one client could get me 3 more clients in the next couple of years. So for me, every single time doing a wedding show has been worth it. And here's a quick list of all I think you really need to be successful as a videographer at a wedding show. You need your own personal wedding showcase reel. If you don't have one, I got a video about how to make one. An HD screen, business cards, a ballot box, a cool sign or something catchy, and a sweet setup. That's very vague. I'll explain that in a second. So first, big flat screen is great. That's probably optimal in my mind. A lot of people have a flat screen at home nowadays. I've also used my 27-inch iMac. So any type of screen is good as so long as the resolution and the colors are pretty. That's what you want facing out at your customers. If you can, get that screen up to about 6 feet high, because that's about eye level, and when people are walking by in the distance, they'll be able to see your screen. It's like being in a bar. People can't help it. They love looking at video, even if it's subconscious, but the screen has to get up to that height, otherwise it's going to get buried below people, and they're only going to see your screen if they're right in front of your booth. Hopefully you've watched my video about shooting as a secondary, and you've asked your primary's permission to use their footage. If you haven't shot as a secondary and you still want to book your first wedding, I don't advise it, but if you do, I do have a whole video about how to create your own showcase, so you can check that out, and there's lots of great advice there. Number 3, business cards. Do not poo-poo business cards. Don't poo-poo anything in my books. But definitely don't poo-poo business cards. You need them, and at a wedding show, they're so important. Print off 1,000 before you show up. They go really quickly, and if you run out of them, you're missing out on potential clients. Hey guys, quick interruption. This next part is a little bit long-winded. Just editing it right now. I realize it goes on a little bit long, but it's totally worth watching. It's really good advice for things you can do at a wedding show. If you don't want to watch it, then just go ahead and skip ahead to the next section. But just letting you know, it's long-winded, but it's worth it. A ballot box. So at every single wedding show, I give out a free engagement session or a discount on a wedding. And I know a free engagement session, again, I'm breaking my rule for working for free, but I'm breaking it for good marketing reasons, and this is why you want to do that. My engagement shoots, I generally take about 2 hours with a couple. We interview them about all the things that they love about each other, and then we shoot them doing something really cool that they enjoy to do, and I smashed it together in a little edit, and they have this awesome little love story engagement video. It doesn't take a ton of my time. It's fairly easy, it's a lot of fun, and it's totally worth giving away for 2 reasons. One, if you make a couple of really good engagement video, it's very likely that they will then book you for their wedding. And 2, it's something that's interesting enough to any couple that they might want to do that they will sign up for your little competition. So the competition, you should have little signs saying, sign up here, win a chance for a free engagement video with your company. On the actual ballot, what you need is their name, the date they're getting married, and their email address. And then in the competition rules, it's important that you let them know they have to follow you on Instagram and Facebook. And then in a week from then, you will announce the winner. And then this is the hook. And again, maybe you said, hey, I thought you weren't salesy. I'm not salesy, but this is just a really good way to follow up with people. In 1 week from that wedding show, you email everyone who submitted to the ballot box and you say, hey, thanks so much for submitting. So-and-so has won this engagement video. You announce the winner. You say, thank you so much for everyone who entered and joined the competition. As a reward for simply entering and meeting me at the wedding show, I am giving you an X discount for the next month if you book with your brand's name here. That will get you so much engagement and so many organic leads. You'll be amazed how many people reach out to you after that. It's just a lot of value that's gone their way before you've ever asked anything from them, and it always turns into really good organic leads. So that's my tip for wedding shows and how to book more clients at a wedding show. Option number 4, overflow from other wedding videographers. This is what you want to do. You want to email, contact, meet up with all the other local wedding videographers you can in your area and explain to them that you're now taking on weddings too as a primary wedding videographer and you're really interested in collaborating with them. And I know what you might be thinking is like, well, aren't these people my competition? Why would they want to help me out? In my experience, everyone in the wedding industry is very collaborative. There are so many weddings and so many different types of clients that there really is a market for everyone. So most people that I've met in this industry are super helpful, but this is the but, and this is how it's really nice to offer them something in return for the help that you'll be getting booking your first wedding. And this is what I would do, and I think this is totally fair. First, prove to them that you're a capable videographer, and then secondly, say, I'm going to pretend to be you.
This is what I'd like to do. If you have a wedding booked on a date and then you get another inquiry on that date that you can't take on, I would really love if you referred that client to me. And then for every client that you referred to me that books with me, I'll give you a kickback on that booking.
And then you can decide what that kickback is. It can be 10% of the booking, it can be a flat rate, but there should be some sort of value exchange for them referring you a client. I think that's totally fair. I've done this in the past. It does work. It feels great. You get a referral from a good wedding videographer. The client books with you. You send them back a little bit of cash. Everyone's happy. And now you've booked your first wedding. And if it's a good relationship in that first year that you're shooting weddings, you might get 3, 4, or 5 referrals from this wedding videographer. They're making a little bit of extra money just from referring to you. You're doing a good job. The clients are happy. They're happy. It's a really effective way to get that first wedding booking. Hey guys, sorry, I had to finish this video at work. So I'm now at the shared office space that I use here to do a lot of my editing and uploading. Anyways, my last option is the internet. And this includes everything from Facebook, Instagram, Wedding Wire, The Knot. But there is a ton to know about this and it really deserves its entire own video. But a few key things like Instagram, make sure that you geo and a hashtag your account for everything that you post. This includes what you do and your location. So it can be any combination of, say, your region. My region, for example, is Muskoka. So for everything I put out, I'll put down a hashtag Muskoka wedding videographer and any combination of that. So that's really, really important. Make sure everything you do is really well tagged, because a lot of brides will organically find you on Facebook and Instagram. It's really, really, really important to make use of their hashtag and their tagging tools. And then the other big ones are the wedding vendor websites like Wedding Wire, The Knot, Love Stories, Junebug Weddings. All these sites work, and there are tips and tricks into using all of them, but I'm gonna dedicate a whole separate video just to that. Last year I paid for a gold membership on Wedding Wire, and I'm gonna do a video all about Wedding Wire, the gold membership, how many leads I got, and how many of those leads converted to paying clients. That should be super interesting for all of you who are thinking about signing up for one of these websites. So that's it. That's my top 5 recommendations. I really do think recommendation number 1 is where you're going to have the most success, but recommendations 2 to 4, they do cost money and time. But if you establish yourself with another local wedding vendor that's booking a lot of brides, guaranteed that's going to be a relationship that lasts a lot longer. So those are worth investing your time in. And then finally, the websites. Websites are always good to be on. They generally want you to pay them in order to up your chances of getting leads, but it's still definitely a worthwhile endeavor. So that's it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, comment down below. Let me know which technique you think you're going to try. And if you've already tried one of these techniques, which one worked best for you. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.